Welcome. I made sure to, dress myself up. It's quite the big occasion with a Kirby polo and some new chains and a hat that I got for Christmas. Yeah, really dressing myself up here. Welcome to the 2024 Anime Award Ceremony. I will be doing this every year from now on. It will be a new tradition of mine. I know you may be thinking, Clayton, didn't know we're using government name. Why would you choose this for best fight of the year? If you look at these statistics on a random pirate site where you get no ads, this actually was the biggest fight of the year. Here's how I came to these conclusions. I talked to people in my neighborhood. I talked to people across a bunch of states. I talked to a bunch of people. I looked at statistics on Crunchyroll, on other major anime sites, and I came to my own conclusions a little bit, but mainly I did get other people's opinions in this, which is why we will be starting off now with Mangaka of the Year. Starting us off, massive author this year, Ichiro Oda, one of the 4 contestants for this award. Oda went off this year. Egghead was incredible. Elbaf is looking great. Egghead was really well paced. The storytelling and backstories we got were insane. All in all, Oda went off this year, being consistent and making sure to actually take care of himself, while still putting out insane arcs. Next up, we got Tatsuki Fujimoto, the Chainsaw Man author. This guy went off this year. Everyone didn't really like Chainsaw Man after the chapter we all know about. He made sure to switch that all around with, after that, putting out some of the best works of manga anyone has seen this year. He put out major arcs with major twists, major plot points, major fights. Tatsuki Fujimoto really made this year his. In a year where manga really went off this year. JJK was ending. My Hero was doing incredible. Black Clover took a hiatus and now is popping out seasonally-ish. But our third one, probably our runaway leader right now, Gege Akutami. You want to talk about 2024. JJK, manga and anime, was peak this year. They really made sure, Gege, he made sure that if he was going to be putting out manga, it was going to be the best he could put out. Maybe not the most well drawn, but some of those scenes are cold. And next up, a newcomer, Yukinobu Tatsu, the author of Dawn to Dawn. What's been said that's not been said about Dawn to Dawn? One of the best newcomers, one of the best well-written character development, incredible art style, incredible story. Well, really, what's not to be said about Dawn to Dawn? And while Dawn to Dawn may not win all of these awards, it's still insane that they're in almost every single category, and this is its first year. I'm predicting next year, Dawn to Dawn is probably going to win a lot more professional awards. I'm literally a 13-year-old who just watches a lot of anime. Dawn to Dawn's going to win a lot of awards this year. But our author of the year goes to Gege Akutami. Gege, as much as a One Piece fan who loves One Piece, I really wanted to just give it to Oda. But to be fair, Gege gets this award by a mile. Gege put out some of the best chapters ever, put out some of the best fights ever, ended his manga in actually a pretty good way, I think. Not the best ending, but almost no anime has a great ending. But the arcs this year he's put out were some of the best I have ever seen. Which brings us to our next category, the best animation company. We got 4 again, and these guys really were on top this year. We've got Toei animating One Piece, some of the best impact frames I have ever seen. Gear 5 fight, the Luffy vs. Kaido fight originally, the Gear 5 Luffy vs. Rob Lucci, the Shanks scene, the Garp scene, Honesty Impact, Garp vs. Aokiji being just cold. They went off this year and animated a bunch of other anime that I could rant about how amazing Toei did this year. Another great one, Mappa. Mappa is a joke about, oh, nobody gives them, they don't give their animators work times. True. Let them cook. If you saw the One Punch Man Season 3 trailer, along with just all of JJK, let them cook. Let them make some of the best animated manga ever. Next up is Ufotable. A bit of a newcomer. What they mainly are known for is Demon Slayer. The Demon Slayer anime, you forget Tanjiro versus oh, what was the fight this year? Tanjiro versus Hantengu. That happened this year. Those fights happened this year. The Tanjiro versus Hantengu, the Infinity Castle arc, all look gas. Those animes, Demon Slayer, predicting again, next year, gonna be again for a lot of these categories. And next up, Studio Pierrot. If any of you are caught up with Bleach 1000 Year Blood Work, you would know that some of the animation they are putting out is incredible. The fights, the just subtle details they put in it, the Renji versus, oh, I can never remember his exact name. The Renji fight this year, I'm sorry, I can never remember his exact name. Renji fight, Ichigo versus Yahwak, however you want to say his name. Yahwak versus Yamamoto. But the winner for Best Animation Company has to go to Toei Animation. If any of you have been watching One Piece and any other anime animated by Toei on a week-to-week basis, you would know they have been going off. Now, going into the same category, the Best Animated Anime of the Year. Obviously, we're gonna go for the 4 categories. Basically, all of those animation companies' biggest winners. One Piece, animated by Toei. Demon Slayer, animated by Ufotable. 1000 Year Blood Work, animated by Pierrot. And JJK, animated by Mappa. Now, while Toei won Best Animation Company on week-to-week basis, Best Animated Anime of the Year is gonna go to Demon Slayer, actually. Demon Slayer on a week-to-week basis. While Toei has put out some of the best, Demon Slayer is known for its incredible, flashy, just so well fluid animation. The water, the fire, everything. You get a package when you watch Demon Slayer. Now we go to the best ending of the year. This is the second manga based award. Now, some of the animes that ended this year, JJK had a pretty good ending, not the best, not the worst. My Hero, personally, had some controversy. I've already made shorts about it. I'm not gonna go off. All I'm saying, good ending. And one that I had to do some deep diving in, Oshinoko. If any of you remember how gut-wrenching that anime was, rewatch it. You will remember just how good it is. But while not many big animes ended this year, our pretty much runaway winner for best ending, My Hero. My Hero was one of the best anime to end because of how well that author is at, how good that author is at truly finishing character arcs. We got almost every character and side character and side character that we only saw in like episode 3 in a filler season had a finished character arc. While some of you may not agree with some of the hero placings, it still all makes sense on how it all ended. Now we get to best fight of the year, which again had to do some deep diving. We have Luffy versus Kaido. The Gear 5 fight, literally every of the, I think, 5 episodes that they published Gear 5, 3 of those crashed Crunchyroll. That's insane. But our next pretty much rival to it, Yuji versus Mahito. A lot of people say Yuji versus Chozo. Yuji vs. Mahito is one of the most memed, but also one of the most edited, one of the most famous fights this year. The I am you, you are me scene, Yuji sitting down while Todo comes back, that all is just a masterclass in jumping. What JJK is known for, jumping. What Mahito deserved was to get jumped. The impact this had on the entire JJK timeline, incredible. But one of the best animated fights of the year, Tanjiro versus Hantengu. That fight, while maybe not the best and not the best choreographed or most fluid by some of you nerds who have to tip my fedora to you, that is one of the best animated fights of this year. Hantengu and all of his clones versus Tanjiro and his with Mitsuri and wow, I'm blanking on a lot of names today. But you know what I mean. That fight, this famous scene with Yoriichi behind him, everybody knows that. And the animation of it all, the actual very fluid animation of it all was insane. And one that a lot of people didn't watch a lot. Season 7, Deku versus Shigaraki. Pop off. Let them cook. Again, well, maybe not the most realistic fight. The animation in that and the just eye-catching popping out of the screen of it all, insane. But pretty much not a runaway, but a very close, and I had to talk to a lot of people about this. Our winner for best fight of the year, Luffy versus Kaido. This fight broke Crunchyroll 3 times, is still talked about. Gear 5 was one of the biggest moments of the year. And all in all, not a runaway, but extremely close. Next, we have best moment of the year. Now, what do you mean, biggest moment? Biggest moment. What moments had one of the best, what moments this year had some of the biggest cultural impacts? Just talked about it. One of the contestants, Gear 5. Gear 5 truly put the meaning to broke the internet. This fight, like I said, crashed Crunchyroll 3 times, was anticipated, is still talked about as one of the best episodes of One Piece ever. Next, Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War, specifically Part 3. Back to back, just keeping going with some of the best animated and best, still true to the manga, not going off somewhere, best episodes of Bleach we've ever seen. The Bleach anime got clowned on for years because of how bad it was and how better the manga was, and you should read the manga more. I truly, as a Big 3 fan, I would much rather watch the anime of Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War, than the manga version of it. Another big moment, Igris versus Sunwoo. Solo leveling wasn't a massive part of this year. And the Igris fight was... people still talk about it as a extremely good fight. Solo leveling was one of the best animes this year, and only because they took a break, everyone's forgot about it. That is one of the best new coming anime of this year. Now, these 3 were the biggest parts of this year, but pretty much kind of still a runaway. But again, I had to talk to a lot of people about this, get opinions. Gear 5 wins biggest moment of the year. This Gear 5 moment paved the way, and as I talked to friends and other adults, actually, this has inspired them to make art. This scene alone, to anybody who hasn't watched One Piece, inspired them to do so. And now some of my biggest friends are also One Piece fans with me. Which brings us to our second to last category, the best new anime of the year, or rookie anime of the year. We've got Solo Leveling. Solo Leveling, like I just said, was one of the biggest animes of this year. And only because it went on a break, people kind of forgot about it. But how big people talked about this being one of the best animes of this year and how incredible it was. Then we have Frieren. Not a lot of people watch this, but it is a masterclass in storytelling. It has some of the best characters you've ever seen, and just the writing, storytelling, world building, some of the best we've seen in anime. Now, a newcomer that came really recently, Dragon Ball Daima. I had to do some digging here because there was Kaiju number 8, there was a bunch of other new animes this year, but Dragon Ball Daima has actually been cooking this year with some of the best fight scenes, some of the just staying true to what Akira Toriyama really means. But the winner that we all know that wins this year, our fourth option, Dandadan, and yeah, it's not even close. Dandadan wins this year. Dandadan is in talks about best anime this year. Dandadan is in talks about best anime for years to come. People are excited for season 2. They put out, I think, 12 or 13 episodes, and people who thought, oh no, this is going to be a really weird anime, that they've never seen the manga. I saw people that have never even read the Dandadan manga. Now some of the biggest fans of Dandadan because of how incredible the anime, the character development, the characters, the animation is in that anime is insane. But now we've come to the biggest award, Anime of the Year. Now, this is where people are gonna really get at me for being biased. People are saying Shuin Dandadan. People are saying Shuin JJK. I've included 2 other ones that I truly think are in contention and have been forgotten about. Bleach 1,000 Year Blood War Arc has been running, Part 2 and Part 3 have been running this entire year and have been incredible parts of it. And one that a lot of people forgot about because it went on hiatus, One Piece deserves at least a shot at One Piece at Anime of the Year. Now I'm gonna ramble a bit to really show you just how good all of these animes are. Dandadan is a rookie. It's the newcomer in the league, and is already being talked about as one of the best animes ever. It's already in people's top 10 because of how good the anime is. The storytelling that it's having, the ways that it puts its characters in weird, zany ways, but also has some pretty ground realism. The goofiness of the anime, the animation of just everything, the characters, the bond that you can get with a character because of how kind of realistic it is. That is why Dandadan deserves its case. JJK, one of the most popular animes this year, with Hood JJK incredibly boosting its popularity, Gojo being just an absolute icon. The animation it has, Mappa has truly brought it on the map. People don't exactly love season 1, but season 2 of JJK is where it really shined. The Hidden Inventory arc was incredible. The famous I Am the Honored One was incredible. Then we had the Shibuya arc, which truly put JJK on the map. People already loved season 1. People were already hooked by season 1. But season 2 truly brought it to where it is now for what could be Anime of the Year. Then we have Bleach, 1,000 Year Blood War Arc Part 3. Bleach has been running all year, pretty much no breaks. Part 2 and Part 3. Part 3 being what might be the best part of 1,000 Year Blood War Arc. The animation in that, just how people forget how good 1,000 Year Blood War Arc was at fights. Maybe the storytelling, yes, was neither here nor there, but the fights in that arc is just incredible. And the storytelling they actually brought, the backstories, the history it brings is incredible. But Then there's One Piece. One Piece crashed Crunchyroll multiple times this year. One Piece brought out Gear 5 this year. One Piece put out some of the best animated episodes and scenes this year. One Piece has just been a consistent back to back incredible anime this year. And only because it went on break that people kind of forgot about it, because once, after they went on break, Dandadan came out and put out some of the best anime episodes ever. But now that I have rambled about how I love all of these anime, I bring you Anime of the Year. My winner, and one of the ones that we've had truly discussions about, your Anime of the Year for 2024 goes to Ichiro Oda's One Piece. Now you might be saying, Clayton, why would you say that? Dandadan is one of the best animes this year. You're just a One Piece fan glazing. I am not. If you look at the statistics, if you look at the anime viewership, if you look at how many times it crashed Crunchyroll, if you look at how popular it has become, if you look at Egghead, if you look at how well animated it is this year, if you look at the consistency it's had this year, One Piece is the best anime this year. Thank you for coming. It has been great to talk to you all. Goodbye.